This is Andy Purewal for Boxing Social, and I'm delighted to be joined by Dave Allen for Doncaster De La Hoya. Dave, how are you?
Very well, thank you, Andy. How are you doing?
I'm all good, thank you. You've had me on a bit of a wild goose chase tonight, following you around the city.
Yeah, fight week is the time for enjoyment. The hard work is done. So the last few days before the fight, I like to, me and my friends, yourself, like to come on board. We've been to Eric Bischoff tonight with the security out in Newcastle. So Danny Morell can have a look at the birds, the young uni birds. Been a good night, been an interesting night. I've enjoyed it a lot.
When you say it like that, it obviously sounds great, but there's obviously behind the scenes, there's a lot of stuff which you can't do when you're in training and when you're in camp. You have to make a lot of sacrifices. So does it make it maybe a little bit harder when you can see these types of things that you can do when you're so close to fight or after a fight, given that you can't do it when you're going through camp?
Well, very luckily, I don't drink. I don't drink alcohol. Never have. I don't go out. I've been out 3 times in my life. Drinking. Been out once in New York, once in Essex, and once in Doncaster. So only the special occasions in the special places do I go out. But so I'm very lucky. I don't feel like I'm ever missing out on anything. But when I come here, I see my friends. I see the likes of yourself, Rob Tebbert, the security guys downstairs, and the matchroom guys. I don't see them very often. So when I see them, we go and do fun activities. I'm in for 11. I'm in bed now. It's 11:15 nearly. I'm about my cup of tea and my dressing gown with my friends, and that's what it's all about. 5 weeks about relaxation. I just want to relax and enjoy it, and obviously you're only young and have a career once. So at the same time where you want to be serious and win and do whatever, at the same time you got to enjoy it and you got to take everything in. I've got to use the fact that I'm the White Rhino for whatever it's worth to get squeeze every little bit out of it. Get a picture of Eric Bischoff, cut the queue. So I'm just enjoying life really, and I'm not one for going out and socialising or whatever else. But this week, it's nice because you're somebody for 4 days, so it's nice to make the most of it.
When you say you can go around now, so what would you get up to when you are in camp, or maybe when you're back home but you're not in camp in terms of going out and maybe seeing friends or socialising?
Well, obviously for this fight, I went to a uni house in Leeds at one point. I strive to be different. I am eccentric, which means I am different by default. I don't put that on. I wasn't training till 10:30 the next day, so I thought, you know what, let's go and see the lads at Leeds. I said, get me some iron brew and some birds, and I'll turn up at your house in uni. They sent me a picture with some iron brew, and they sent me a picture of some girls. So I turned up at 9 o'clock. I had a couple of hours with the boys, and the iron brew. There was a few girls there. There was very nice girls. Not that wasn't my cup of tea. I'm not looking for any women, but it was very nice. I had a good laugh with them. I just like to do different things, I've got a broad spectrum of friends, as you can see. I've got Danny Morell, 16 years old. Ahmad over there, getting ready for his bus pass. Do you know what I'm saying? They're very different people, but I like to bring them up here, and I like us to have a good time this week because I want what success I'm having. I want Danny Morell to be hungry to have it himself. I want Ahmad to enjoy the last few years of his life.
I know you've just mentioned that story, and I saw you put a picture up on your Instagram, and I saw your story on Instagram as well. Is that not a little? Is it maybe a little? Do you ever go into something like that and feel like it's a little bit dangerous? You're going to someone who you've never met before. You're going into their house, and you don't really know, what they could have lined up for you when you turn up.
Well, there's 10 men in there, and I'd fucking do all of them. I'm not bothered what they're gonna do. You know what? In all seriousness, I just go because I'd like to think I'm at 10 people's evening that night, and if I can do that by going and spending a couple of hours playing fight night, having a kind of iron brew and sharing a few stories about my boxing and my life, then I'm happy to do that. And if one day I get brutally bummed by 10 young men, I'll probably start doing it. Can I not say that? Because your face made me wonder if I could actually say that then. Well, that's Rob Tebbert. But the day that happens is the day I'll probably start doing it.
trying to work out where to go from that one then, Dave. But you're actually looking very relaxed. I don't think I've seen you this relaxed before in a build-up to a fight.
I'm always relaxed. I'm just enjoying boxing, but you know, obviously, like every fight's a big fight, and they all mean something. But you know what? I beat Nick Webb. I see it as I've got a mortgage down on my house now. I'll be paying that off for the next 35 years, regardless if I'll make millions or not, because I ain't paying more than what I need to pay. You know what I'm saying? I want the money in my hand. I don't want to. If I've got an house bought off, so what? It's still the same house. It ain't gonna sprout bedrooms, is it? If I pay it off any quicker. So I'm sorted now. Like the stress is off my head now. Like I'm not financially. I've not got any. I'm not a rich man, but like the stress is off. I know if boxing never went to plan, I could just get a normal 9-to-5 job, and my house would be paid off. I can enjoy life, so the pressure is off, and for once now, I'm just enjoying boxing. I'm just enjoying boxing for boxing now. I'm not worrying about what happens if it doesn't happen. Now I'm just thinking, you know what, just enjoying it, and on the pads today and in training, I'm just getting better all the time.
I mean, you just mentioned you're enjoying it. There's less stress.
Yep.
Is it not a bit of like a dangerous mindset to have in regards to if you take yourself into too much of a relaxing situation, that it might compromise your fight on the night?
No, not really, because you know what? A fight's a fight. Now, whether I'm fighting Anthony Joshua or Hungarian Plumber, when the bell goes for the first bell, it's a fight like Nick Webb. I went there before the fight with Nick Webb. I was just like, I don't know if I can't, like, not can't be bothered, but I wasn't really, my heart weren't in it. The bell went and I was ready for going. I'm ready to fight. So it doesn't matter if I'm getting paid £1 million or £1. I just like to fight. I enjoy it. I'm competitive. People say, well, you didn't do this in the Ortiz fight, you didn't do this in the Yoka fight. You know what? I ain't for lack of training. If I ain't good enough, I ain't good enough. But I ain't ever for lack of training or for lack of effort, because I'm very effortful, full of effort. Yeah.
So for you then now, what are you hoping to achieve with the rest of your career? You've just mentioned that there's less stress on you,
Yeah.
There's less pressure to try and maybe sort yourself out financially, and so you can just enjoy your boxing. But what do you feel like you can achieve?
I think I can win British titles, Commonwealth titles. I think I can. I'm gonna box. I'm 30 years old. I looked at Kevin Johnson the other day. He's 39 years old now. He made a lot of money out of boxing, and I could do what Kevin Johnson does. I could do what he does now. I'm not as good a fighter as Kevin Johnson, but I can. I've shown it. I can survive against world-class men and do whatever. I could make a lot of money out of it, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to fight till I'm 39. I always said I want to box till I can't box anymore, but I look at it now and I think, you know what? I don't want to, because I'm half intelligent, half handsome. Don't need it. I don't need to get my face punched in. So my plan is to box till I'm 30 years old. It's to win British and the Commonwealth title. It's to reach my ceiling. By the time I'm 30 years old, it's probably the time I'm not going to get any better, at least not physically. And by that point, I'll be as good a fighter as I'm going to be. And then it's free. My prime, I'll be 28, 29. I'll come into my prime in terms of I'll have the right experience and I'll be physically at my peak. So then we'll see where I'm at. And if I'm 30 years old and happens to be the world heavyweight champion, I might carry on for a few more. But I just want to make enough money to. I want 3 or 4 houses, and they ain't nice houses. They ain't big houses. They're in Doncaster. You know what I'm saying? People are like, oh, he's bought an house. Yeah, it's in Doncaster, mate. Yeah, it's not great, but it's home. And we'll buy 3 or 4 houses in a position where, you know what? I've said to Rob Tebbett last time, I can retire on a lot less money than you can. You're a flash man. I'm not. Do you know what I mean? I don't need it, so I want to retire, train Danny Morell. Any other kids come along that I deem to be a special talent, or like in Danny's case, just a nice kid, then I'll take them on, and I want to get to the point where I can retire and I've got some money in the bank, and I can do whatever I want to do with my life. I don't want to go to work, and I don't want anybody else directing where my life's going. I want to be in charge of my own destiny, my own life. And for the first 26 years of it, apart from the 18 months I was a supply teacher, I've done that. And I want to do that. I'm in a position now where it's up to me if I want to be in control of my own life. That's all I'm bothered about. I want another 3.5 years. Make £500,000. Pappy pundit on Sky. Head trainer, top trainer. I want to be Dave Caldwell. Effectively, I think I want to be Dave Caldwell. But win a few titles as well. Then be Dave Caldwell. Effectively.
Well, first and foremost, I just want to say I'm not a flash guy. I just want to make sure that's established. Coming from you, Dave, I can't be having that. I was speaking to you earlier about the shape that you've been in terms of your physical build, and the best shape that I saw you in was, I think it was at Millennium Stadium. You was going to fight. I think it was Joshua Tackham. You was meant to fight on the card, and you was afloat, and you never got out. What would it take to get you back into that shape? Because that is by far the best shape that I have seen you in, and I think it was a shame that you never got out on the night, because I actually feel that if you was out on that night, you put on a performance that might have been the catalyst for you to. Not saying you haven't taken your career seriously, but maybe it would have just changed your mindset back then.
Yeah, I'm going to weigh about 18.2, 18.3 on Friday. This is as good as I felt physically ever. I've been 16 stone 10. It was too light. I felt tremendous. I felt fit. I can run your mile. I can run 100 metres in fantastic times. I can smash the pads, but I know my body better than I ever did now. And at 16.10. I'm fast, I'm sharp, but I tire out quicker than you would think, even though I'm super fit. Too light, I don't take a punch as good, I'm not as strong, don't hit as hard. At 18 stone 10, I'm just a fat prick. Do you know what I mean? I'm too slow and whatever. But at about 17.10, 17.9, 17.10 is the weight. I'm at 18.3 now, but I've had a 5-week camp, so I put a load of weight on after Nick Webb celebrating, you know what I'm saying? So, took it all back off. But Saturday night, I'd say I'm about 60% of where I want to be. December time when I boxed again after this with a win, 80%. The fight after like March, April, 90%. One after 95%. One after like 98%. One after like 99.9%. One after like 100%. That's in 8 fights time. That's when I beat Joshua at Wembley for the heavyweight championship of the world.
Everybody's just growing to love you, and it's because you are just who you are. You are a normal 24-year-old lad who just goes about his life the way that anybody else would. But with you there, just saying, you're going to go into it 60%. Is that not maybe just slightly worrying that you maybe not necessarily overlooked Nebo, but if you're taking that risk of he may come in and he may surprise you, and this, if you wasn't to come away with a victory, who knows what would happen with your career then?
Well, what I would say is, this is 100% of what I can be right now. It's 60% of my full potential is what I'm saying. I'm 100% of what I can be in this time. I wasn't going to fight till 2019. Eddie said, do you want to fight live on Sky in Newcastle? And you know what, fuck it, I'll do it. So, I had 7 weeks to prepare. I'm 100% of what I can be. I've been away in Leeds in the B&B Monday to Friday training away. This is 100% of what I can be. I could not be any better on Saturday than I'm going to be. But it ain't the best of what I can be full start. This is about 60%, you know what I mean? I've had 30 fights amateur and pro now, which is next to nothing really, but I can feel the experience growing. Getting fitter, I'm getting stronger. I'm becoming a man now. My dad said to me the other week, he said, you're a man now. I felt tremendous. So I'm 60% of where I want to be, but I'm 100% of what I could be for Saturday. I put a proper shift in. I'm fit and sharp and I'm ready. I've been some really hard spars, haven't I? Really hard spars, really hard sparring, and Saturday for me is a necessary evil. Like, I don't want to fight Samir Nebo. I want to fight Lucas Browne. I want to fight Dubois. I want to fight for the British title, the Commonwealth title. But Samir Nebo is necessary evil. It's a little bit more experience. There's another piece of the jigsaw puzzle. I'm not 1 piece or 2 pieces off. I'm 10, 11, 12 pieces off. There's another piece. Maybe I'm not even fitting it in. Maybe I'm just realising whereabouts it's going. Or maybe how insignificant the smallest piece is. Maybe I get knocked out. Maybe my career finishes. I don't know. But the way I see it is, I will beat Nebo, and it's a little piece of the puzzle that I'm putting in again. A little bit more experience. I walk out doing it again for real. I do more. I do 3 or 4 more rounds. I'll learn something else. Nebo teaches me something. I teach myself something. Mick sees something in the corner, and we work on it in the gym. It's just another piece of the puzzle. I'm growing. I'm not growing as a fighter, but I'm growing as a man all the time as well. I'm becoming more patient. I'm becoming smarter. I'm becoming in the boxing and outside the boxing. I know my worth now. I know what I'm worth. You're not going to pay me this, and I'm not going to fight for that. If I know what my worth is now, because I know people tuning in to watch me. So I'm just becoming smarter and as a man and smarter as a fighter. I'm ambitious now. I used to think I'd love to win the British title, and I think, you know what, I'm going to win the British Commonwealth title, and then we'll see what happens from there.
So when you mention ambitious now, is that maybe something when you was first getting onto the Eddie Hearn shows and the Matchroom shows, you wasn't really looking beyond maybe? I know you took Ortiz and White on very short notice, something which many boxers wouldn't have taken. Was it just something for you then? It was just a payday, it was just a chance to get out there, and maybe down the line it was to build up something for yourself?
It's funny really, because I'm very contradictory sometimes, because I would say to you, I've always been very confident in my ability in one way, but in another I didn't have no belief in myself. I first started boxing with Ahmad, who was on the bed there, and the big Karate Kid over there. And we used to go to Brendan Ingles' gym, went there every day for 2 years till Ahmad left and never told me and moved to London. But he ring his house phone and it just ring out. But it's not a big deal. I'm over it now. And I never thought I was ever going to do it. I don't know. You never really think you're going to do anything. And I used to dream in them days. You say to Ahmad, I'd love to box professionally one day. I'd love to be a professional boxer one day. And then the next thing is, I'd love to win an area title, which I've never won one either, by the way. But talking like I've already won one out. I'd love to box on Sky. I'd love to. It'd be nice to box on Sky Television Live. Oh, it'd be nice to get interviewed by Andi Purewal. It'd be nice to get interviewed by Sky. It'd be nice to do this. It'd be nice to do that. But you never really expect to do it. Oh, I'd love to get paid £10,000 for a fight. And I've ticked all them boxes off now. And when I'm on it web, I thought, David, you're a fucking idiot. Do you know what I'm saying? I know I'm an idiot. I can beat the likes of Nick Webb, who is a good fighter. I can beat him. I didn't train for months on end. I take Tony Oka 10 rounds, take Luis Ortiz 7. And I'm not training a day. And I just thought, am I a fucking idiot? 26 years old, nowhere near my prime. I've had like 20 fights when I boxed Ortiz and 27 when I boxed Yoka, and I'm doing this. And I just think, am I an idiot? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Because £10,000 now is still a lot of money, but it isn't. It isn't now. Because I want to strive for more. I want to do more. And it's not just financial. I want to be the champ. See, the Nick Webb fight's changed a lot of things. Changed my perception on a lot of things, because my whole life's changed. My whole outlook on life has changed, and people's outlook on me has changed. And I quite enjoy being a winner. I'm a great loser, but I enjoy being a winner as well.
If you didn't beat Nick Webb, then what would have happened to Dave Allen?
I think I'd have took a bit of time off. I'd probably deleted Twitter for a little while. I would have carried on boxing, because financially it's all I've got really. It's the only thing that enables me to make a living really. I can do other things. I respect the people that go out every day and do 9 to 5 and work in the warehouse and that, but it's not something I want to do. And I don't think I would have done it. I wouldn't have done it, because I don't want to live every day. If I'd lost in it, Webb, and I think I'd have come back and just been in the box as a journeyman. I'd have tried to be a Kevin Johnson. Kevin Johnson makes more money than loads of fighters that are British champions out there. I'd probably go around that route. And it would have set me up nicely financially. I'd be better off if I lost, not the Nick Webb fight, but after the Yoke fight, if I'd gone on the road, like Nick Webb. Nick Webb fight was my biggest purse off the back of a loss. You get more money in this game for losing sometimes than winning. Christian Later 300 fights, he made more money than half of the British champions have ever been. I'd have made more money if I'd lost probably against Nick Webb. I'd have kept getting offered 20, 30, 40 grand for 10 rounds all over Europe. But so I would have carried on purely, and it would have been purely a financial thing. I'd have got bigger and bigger. I'd have kept getting big, and eventually I'd have kept getting stopped, and then I'd have to retire at 28. I won't be able to say my own name. So it's a good as I won, really, isn't it?
Well, we'll come forwards now to Saturday night, and Nebo, what do you know about him, and why did Eddie pick this guy?
Well, I don't know anything about him. I've seen 4 rounds of him. I've seen his record on box rate. I've seen what basically anyone else can see. I have only seen anything what you can see. I can see he's 10-1. He's not at all 10 out. He's beat 10 plumbers by the looks of it. He's been stopped twice. The one Tom Schwartz, number 3 WBO, it was a bad stoppage. He was losing every round, but it was a bad stoppage. And he looked alright. He's got a draw and a loss in his first 2 fights. They make him look like a bang average fighter. The fighter I saw against Schwartz, which was his last fight, I saw defensively sound, decent fight. I'm not going to bullshit anybody and say it will be, because he's not. I don't think he'd beat Nick Webb. I don't think he'd beat Fabrice Auriemma. Might not even be Jason Gavin. To be honest, I'm not sure he's that good. But he'll have a little bit more ambition. He should be able to punch. It doesn't matter who you're knocking over. If you're knocking 10 out of 10 out, you can punch. So I anticipate me winning, because this is another fight where I can't afford to lose. It's not a yoke royalty, so there's more pressure on. But I just think I've come my career's come full circle. I'm a different man. I really want to knock him out. I've never been like that before. Not that I'm soft, because I'm not soft. I'm nice, but I'm not soft. But I just think, you know what, I'd like to win. I'm happy to win on points, but Saturday night I'm not happy to win on points. I want to really knock him out.
Do you feel like you need that performance and you need a knockout victory on Saturday night to make a bit of a statement and to show everyone not just how far you've come, but to let everybody in the division know, you know, some of them names that you mentioned earlier, you know, Daniel Dubois, talk of a Nick Webb rematch, you know, amongst others. I know you've just rolled your eyes. We'll come to it all in a bit, but, you know, do you feel like you need to send out a message?
The win, obviously, first and foremost, is important. I don't want everyone to fight on points again. I don't want to be that fighter that wins on points and bores everybody. I'd rather lose and be in an exciting fight. But that's against good opposition, not against Samir Nebo. I don't want to lose on points in a great fight with him. Not really. I don't feel the pressure to do that, but people say what they're going to say. Like, obviously, a lot of people out there see me as, you know, a dangerous fighter. If I'm fit and I'm punch, I'm strong, I'm tough, and I can beat a lot of people. And a lot of people see me as the fighter that's not very good and poorly conditioned, and just not people. A lot of people just think I'm shit. Which I know is not correct. I know they know fuck all about boxing, because that's not true. I have been poorly conditioned, but I've never been shit in my life. Well, I have when I first started, but I don't give a fuck about the people that think I'm no good. Their opinion means nothing to me. I want to prove the people right that say I am good. All I want to do is prove them right. I don't want to prove anybody wrong. I want to prove the people right that do believe in me. And beating Samir Nebo won't do that. Saturday night really is a necessary evil, and I'm not looking forward to it, because I'm not nervous about it, but the pressure is on in terms of I have got to win. Like answers your question, because what I answer is I need to win. I don't need to perform. I need to win, and I will knock him out. I know I will knock him out.
So you come out Saturday night, you've picked up a victory. Now, some of the names going around, there was Daniel Dubois,
Yep.
Lucas Browne. You've had some exchanges over social media with him. The potential Nick Webb match, I know, like I said, I spoke about that earlier.
Yep.
We'll start with Dubois. I know Browne is the most recent one that we've seen stuff, but we'll start with Dubois because he fought against Kevin Johnson just last weekend. Firstly, you know, what did you make of that fight?
I was impressed by him. He's 21 years old. When I was 21 years old, I was fighting Hungarians over 6-2s and 4-3s, you know what I mean? I think for 21, I think he's exceptional. He's unbelievably strong. I sparred him, did 2 rounds with him on the back. I was doing some sparring or whatever. No, that's not really important, but he was very strong then. I think he was 18 at the time, maybe 19. He was exceptionally strong and heavy-handed, and I think he's really good. I think he'll go on to do amazing things. I just think I can beat him right now. I'm not saying if you ask me right now who's going to have the better career, I'm going to say Daniel Dubois. If you ask me who wins the fight in 3-6 months' time, I think it's me. If you ask me who wins the fight in 24 months, I might say Daniel Dubois. But I just think I've got the beating of him in the next 6-12 months.
He received some criticism for the Kevin Johnson fight. Firstly, because obviously, you know, Kevin didn't tend to throw anything back during the fight. And I think everybody's just built up this expectation that Daniel is going to knock out the guys who he goes in with, at least at the level that he's fighting at. Did you think that was fair or warranted?
Not really, because Kevin Johnson's a massive step up from the DL Jones and the Dorian Darchers. Kevin Johnson's like a seismic step up from them. Like Darch and Dave Jones, I don't want to call him DL Jones, I know him, met him, Dave. I call him DL. That's his box track name. But that's a seismic step up, really. Dorian and Dave Jones are really tough game men, but like they're not good boxers. They're just game tough men. You know what I mean? All respect to him. I like Dorian Darch. I think he's funny. But then you go to Kevin Johnson, who's a real top quality fighter. Really, like he's been in there with the Furies and gone 12 rounds. I know that was a few years ago, but it's a big step up, really. And I think for Dubois, he won every round. He shot his ball in the 6th, he was knackered. But he was doing all the work, he was pushing the pace. Kevin Johnson wasn't doing anything. If I was his trainer or his manager or whatever, I'd be really happy with him. I'd say that's a great performance.
Would a name like Kevin Johnson be a fight that would interest you?
No.
Would you care to expand on that?
Yeah, because you're going to make me look shit, like he made Daniel Dubois look shit to everybody else. But I look at Daniel Dubois' performance and I say, yeah, it was good, because I look at it in terms of, like, if I was in there or whatever, 21-year-old to beat Kevin Johnson in any fashion is impressive. But me against Kevin Johnson would be the world's most boring fight, because I'd only throw one more punch than he threw. That was my game plan. So Kevin Johnson's very good and very clever at what he does. I think he's exceptional at what he does. He's a very tough man as well. So I think it was a great win for Dubois. But I just think if I got my hands on him, he'd do what he did with Kevin Johnson for 3 or 4 rounds. But when 3 or 4 rounds are gone and he's blowing out of his bottom and stuff, I would put it on him. And maybe he'd pull it out of the bag, and maybe he'd be able to go through. Maybe he's got a few extra gears and a better gas tank than we think. But if he hadn't, I'd get to him. So I'm intrigued by it. I don't think it will happen. Cause I think after the Johnson fight, they'll hold on to him a little bit, which I think would be the correct thing to do. He's 21 years old. But I think he's going to be. I think he'll be one of the top 10 weights in the world in the next 3 or 4 years.
Just whilst we're on that Leicester card, you obviously had O'Hara Davis and Jack Catterall going against each other, and then the fight of the night, which was on after that, Archie Sharp and Leon Woodstock. Now, what did you make of those 2 fights?
I thought Archie Sharp was tremendous. I've never seen him before. I've seen he won an 8 round, and I turned the telly over because when he was on before, I thought, oh God, who's this? Like, when you watch 8 rounders and you just think, fucking hell, can't be arsed. Turned it over, but the Woodstock's tough as anything. I was really impressed with Woodstock. Like, it was brilliant. It was a great fight. But Archie Sharp looked tremendous. I was really impressed with him. Like, he was really good. I was thinking, fucking hell. I remember when I turned the telly over, he boxed like some Nicaraguan over 8 rounds. I just turned it over. But he was brilliant. It was a brilliant fight. The Catterall Davis fight was a bit of a. At the time, it was intriguing. You watch the fight live, and you got a bit of an interest in it. I like Jack Catterall. I think he's a really nice kid. So I watched it in hope that Catterall would win, because I like Catterall. And so it was intriguing all the way through, because Davis can punch, and Catterall can punch himself. So it was intriguing. Like, it was a good box. It was a bit of a chess match. Like, then when the final bell went, you think, fucking hell, that was shite, because now nothing's going to happen. So, but I'm happy Catterall won, because I think Jack Catterall was really talented, and I think once he gets in there with a fighter, a really good fighter. I think Davis is a really good fighter, but there's just something missing a little with him. I think he's just missing something just in there. Something would click in there. He's a dangerous man for anybody. He's a big awkward man, and he can punch. But Catterall for me won the fight, as Davis did slightly less than Catterall. I wouldn't say anyone did more than the other, but Davis did slightly less than Catterall. So it wasn't one to talk about for 2 minutes like I just have, but I have now. So there we go.
Another name that we just touched on, Nick Webb, the possible rematch. I don't know whether it's something that you're keen on or not, but it was something that I saw come up over social media, a little bit of an exchange there. Where did that come from, or what is that something that you would take if it was given to you?
You know what, I really like Nick Webb. When he boxed Australian Arts, I messaged him, I said, oh, good luck, mate, and he won. I congratulated him. I said, thanks, mate. I really like Nick Webb. Like, there's no dislike to him whatsoever, and I'd like to think he likes me as well. Like, there's no bad blood there. It's just he wants to right that wrong, and he can if he wants. He'd have to pay me a lot of money to do it. Because if he'd beat me, I wouldn't get a rematch. So why am I going to give him one? Well, I can fight the likes of Lucas Browne. Like, I'm not going to fight Nick Webb unless I put a load of money up. In which case I will. And he can't say, oh, well, you don't want to fight me. I've not seen spark out. So, hi Nick.
So moving on from that one then to Lucas Browne, the one which I think everybody is probably waiting for with regards to your fans, having seen the little exchanges over social media. Where did this come from? And I think I've seen for a while that it's been a name that's been mentioned with yourself since he lost to Dillian Whyte. So is that something that you've wanted since then?
Yeah, he's a former heavyweight champion of the world. He held a version of the WBA, I think. He's a former heavyweight champion of the world, is how I would sell it anyway. You know what I mean? I would just say he's a former heavyweight champion of the world. But yeah, it's a big fight for me. It's a massive fight. Lucas Browne will be a really big fight for me. He's a really big name. Is he a really big name? Not sure. Off the back of the White fight, is a name. The former champion, former Dylan White opponent. He's got some name value, and I think I beat him.
He didn't look great in the White fight. He come out afterwards and said that it wasn't a great performance from himself. Do you take confidence from seeing that performance, or is that just, in your opinion, just a blip in his career, or is he coming to the end of his career now?
He's coming to the end of his career. The Lucas Browne from the Shaggy fight, I wouldn't want that fight. Because he would be a few levels above where I'm at right now. He really still is, but he was a really tough man. He could still punch now, but as you get a bit older, you slow down a little bit. And they say the last thing you lose is your punch, but if you lose that little bit of speed with it as well, you are losing a bit of your punch, I think. So your speed is the first thing you lose. So he's not the fighter he was, in my opinion, and that's due to his age. And Lucas Browne is just, he isn't going to box on the back foot against me. He'll come and have a go, and I'm very confident any heavyweight in the world who's going to come and just stand and fight with me, I'm very confident any heavyweight in the world I would beat under them over 12 3-minute rounds. If you're just going to come and stand there and you're not going to, I wouldn't say that Tony Yoka or Luis Ortiz ran away from me. Dylan White didn't run, but he just boxed and moved and kept away from me and beat me. Tony Yoka and Ortiz, they did a similar thing. I wouldn't say anything ran away, but they didn't stand there. Lucas Browne doesn't have the ability of them three men to be able to do that. If Lucas Browne hit me, he'd probably put me into next week, but I'm very confident that I could negate that and beat him. I really think I beat him at this stage of his career. I'm not saying I would beat Lucas Browne from the Shaggy fight, but I think I beat the Lucas Browne of 2018 or 2019, if that's what happens.
So when would you like to get that fight on? When do you see it being a possibility?
ASAP. He's mentioning Wembley next year. That's 6 months away. I anticipate fighting Saturday with a win. I anticipate fighting in December at least. I'd like to fight in November and December. I'd like to fight in February and I'd like to fight in April. I want to be busy. I'm not saying it's going to be the greatest competition, but I'd love to do 10 rounds Saturday, 8 rounds November, 10 rounds December, 10 in February, then 12 in April. I want to be as busy as I can. I want to stay in good condition. I want to get in better condition, stay in the condition I'm in, improve it, and just keep getting the rounds in. You know what I mean? Just keep getting better. All these other fighters, Anthony Yard and the likes, to get 20 fights, building up. I was in with White in my 10th, Ortiz in my 11th, and I've done it a bit backwards. But now, obviously, the Nebo fight is a fight I should win. He's WBO European level, isn't he? You know what I mean? So hopefully that's the trajectory of my career now. I spend 6 months having 4 to 5 fights, and then the Lucas Browne fight. But I will take Lucas Browne next as well. I will take it next. I think I beat him every day of the week, twice on the Sunday. The big dasser. He's not really. I really like Lucas Browne. We get on really well, but I just wanted to say that because I found it amusing.
We've just said it, and it was something I was going to come on to, the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder fight and the press tour that we've just had. You know, what have you seen of it, and what did you make of it all?
I watched all the talks that me and Tyson are friends, and I think a lot of them. And the press tour, I didn't enjoy it really. Just is what it is, and it's got to be done over 3 days. It's just the same thing said. The first one was enough. The second two was just like, oh God, come on. Do you know what I mean? I know they've got to do it, but you only have to watch one, and you watch all 3. So the fight, though, most importantly, is tremendous. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm excited by it. I didn't actually think it would happen in December. So it's intriguing. It's an intriguing one. I'm not sure.
You've just mentioned 2 things there which I want to pick up on. The first one being, you know Tyson very well. On some of the comments that we've had on some videos that we've put out, people are saying that it's a fake hype and a build-up. Is that the true Tyson that we're seeing? Is that true build-up, or is that just to build a fight and just to sell a fight?
I don't know. So I can't talk for Tyson. I don't know. I've not spoken to him, so I couldn't say. Probably a bit of both. They'll be selling the fight. But it's not really a question I can answer because I don't know. I've not spoken to him, so I don't really know how he feels about Wilder. Both interesting characters though. both definitely out of the ordinary. I don't know. It's an interesting because I've seen a lot of things people saying, "Oh, it's all for show." One thing I will say is whether it's for show or not, when the fight ends December 1st, there will be handshakes and respect. Do you know what I mean? So the more I'm in boxing, the less I care about stuff like that. I'm not bothered. You're never going to see me jumping over the table or headbutting anybody because it's just not my thing. If I don't like somebody, I just stay out of the way. You know what I mean? Obviously, people are different, but I just find it doesn't really do anything for me, to be honest.
And the other thing that you mentioned was you were surprised that it's on December 1st. I know Eddie's, he's come out and he said that he still doesn't know whether the fight will actually happen or not. What are your thoughts with regards to, do you think it's definitely going to happen now? You have the date, the venue set, and all of that, and all the contracts are signed. Tyson's signed up to the WBC's clean program this week. Do you think it is definitely going to happen, or something may stop it?
I think it'll happen. It's all done and done, isn't it? I was sure it was going to happen before it was all done. Now it's all done, so it's done. That makes perfect sense to me. I'm not sure about everyone watching. But I wasn't sure if the fight would get made because only had the 2 combat fights and it was soon, so I wasn't sure if it was going to happen. Now the press tour's been done and everything, and I don't presume they're going to be jumping on flights all over the place. Tyson's going to be in America training for it not to happen, so it will happen now, yeah. Bar an injury or a freak occurrence, it will happen. So yeah, it's going to happen, Andy.
And one of Tyson's best mates, Billy Joe Saunders, this week he failed his didn't fail, but he wasn't given a licence to fight Demetrius Andrade on the 20th or the 27th of October. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that entire situation? Did you think it's fair, and was most likelihood he will be stripped of his WBC belt now?
It's a difficult one with him because the rules are the rules. I don't know, because it's difficult for me to comment on it because I don't know the actual rules and the ins and outs of what's occurred. But if in the state of Massachusetts he can't get a licence due to their rulings, and he can't get one due to their rulings, if he has to be stripped because he can't fight on that date, then he has to be stripped because of that date. I don't know the ins and outs of it, so therefore I can't say. But it's unfortunate for Billy Joe Saunders, but the rules are the rules. And that's as simple as that, really. The rules have to be adhered to, and I don't know the rules, so I can't say it's unfair on anyone. I can't say it's this and that. And maybe the rules are justified, and he did fail it, but I'm told it's only if it's in competition and all the rest of it. I don't really know, so it's not for me to say if it's in the right or the wrong, but what I can say is it's a very unfortunate set of circumstances for himself.
Obviously, you're saying he was coming from a nasal spray. Is it that easy that in boxing you could take something like that, something just to clear your nose if you've got a cold or something, and the next thing you know, you've got a drug in you which isn't permitted? Is it as simple or as not? I don't know whether naive is the right word, but is it as easy to make that mistake?
I guess so. These banned substances and all sorts, energy drinks, protein bars. Like a lot of people got caught on the energy drinks, the Jack 3D. I know a few got done on that. I don't drink anything which I think may have anything in that. I don't do energy drinks. I don't do stuff like that because I am cautious that I'm aware that there's a possibility that a failed test may occur from that. So you've got to be smart. I wouldn't do nasal spray for that reason. If I don't know 100% what's in something, I don't do it. And if I'm in a fight worth $4 million, I ain't taking no nasal spray. So and that's not me saying that I don't believe that it was a nasal spray. That's me saying I wouldn't be taking anything to know what was in it. I don't check. I don't go to the label and check everything. I just don't do it. I just don't take it.
Now, Billy Joe's obviously being lined up as a possible fight for Canelo or Gennady Golovkin. We've just had the Canelo Rocky Fielding fight announced. What were your thoughts on that?
Shock. Pure shock. Couldn't believe it. I thought it was a joke. But I thought about it and I thought it was tremendous for Rocky Fielding. I like Rocky Fielding. I don't know him, but I was really happy for him. That's the kind of fight that sets him up for life. That's the kind of fight where, in my opinion, I don't give him much chance of beating Canelo. Canelo's one of the elite fighters in the world. probably one of the best pound fighters in the world, and Rocky Fielding's a good fighter. He beat Zoiga. He's got a version of the WBA world title, but if Rocky Fielding goes in there and puts up a good performance, it's still a win for him. Do you know what I mean? And it's a very big super middleweight against a not so big middleweight. There's no reason why, at the very least, he can't take Canelo 6-7 rounds and have a little bit of success early on. And I'll be rooting for him because I think it's fantastic. At the very least, he's going to make an absolute fortune, and he's fought one of the world's best. So I'm genuinely really chuffed for him. I don't know him, and I really hope he's a nice man, because I'm really happy for him.
Is this for Rocky then? It's a win-win situation. He loses.
How can he lose? He can't lose. He can't lose. At the very worst, he sold his belt for a lot of money. At the best, imagine if he beats Canelo. You know, he puts a good performance. He on the back of that, there's loads of big fights out there for him.
I mean, that's what I was about to say. Even if he loses, he's still going to be considered at world level. He's just managed to lose to one of the pound for pound best fighters in the world, so nobody would really look at it and write him off. He'd still be considered at a very high level in the sport.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant. I think I'm just really happy for him. I hope he gets his money and I hope he spends it, and I hope he knocks Canelo out.
And the final thing I want to come on to, which come out of these last couple of days, is Khan-Brook Amir Khan. The rumours that it's been agreed at 147, but Amir's asked for the £10 rehydration. The next day check. What are your thoughts on that one?
I think that yawn was probably at the right time. I think the fight's probably 4 years too late. Obviously, like Cal, obviously I've known Cal a lot of years, bought me a pair of running shoes once. I hope and I think he knocks Khan out. But I'm not really any interested in the fight. It'd be pay-per-view. And are you interested in it? He's a big Khan fan, but it's just not an interesting fight really.